Welcome to online video classes from Vaisheshwar College, Asika. So myself, Kalish, chemistry lecturer. Today's session we are going to discuss about the second unit of organic chemistry of second period, that is alcohols, phenols and ethers. So from the exam point of view, you are getting around 8 marks from this chapter. So it includes 5 marks question 1, 2 marks question 1 and 1 marks question 1. Again, 5 marks question is subdivided into sub questions, that is either 3 plus 2 pattern or 2 plus 1 pattern. So this is according to PU board previous year's questions paper setting blueprint. Then before going to alcohols, phenols and ethers, we know these compounds. Everybody, a common man also know these compounds. So for example, these alcoholic compounds and phenolic compounds play a very important role in economy of a nation. So the uses of these compounds in our day-to-day life involves, that is, alcohol is used as a sterilizing agent, that is used in hand sanitizers to protect us against the COVID-19. And ethyl alcohol is also used in a cough syrup. Again, ethyl alcohol is used as a varnishes, lacquers, etc. Ethyl alcohol is mainly used as a beverages, that is alcoholic beverages involves whiskey, brandy, rum, beer, etc. So from the last 3 days, the alcoholic beverage industry had a business of around 270 crores. You can imagine the amount. So how much economy depends on these compounds. So and again, phenol. Phenol is used as a disinfectant. So each and every room have disinfectants for cleaning purposes. That is phenolic compound. Again, phenol is one of the raw material for the manufacture of Bakelite, which is a very important polymer. So these many applications are there for these two compounds. So you have to study these compounds in a brief way in this chapter. So before going to the topic, so what are alcohols? Alcohols are the organic compounds containing hydroxyl group as a functional group. See, this is hydroxyl group. This is the functional group for alcohols. Again, alcohols, how alcohols are prepared? See, imagine. So consider it is an alkene. In an alkene, if one of the hydrogen atom is replaced by hydroxyl group, we will get alcohol. That is, alcohols are obtained by the replacement of hydrogen atom by hydroxyl group. Replacement of hydrogen atom by hydroxyl group gives alcohols. In the same way, one of the hydrogen atom of the benzene ring, if it is replaced by OH, we will get phenol. That in a simple way, hydrogen atom of hydrocarbons are replaced by OH group gives alcohols and phenols. So what are alcohol means? Alcohols are the organic compounds containing hydroxyl group as a functional group, and these compounds are obtained by the replacement of hydrogen atom by hydroxyl group, that is alcohols. So in this lesson, the subtopics which we are going to study means, that is, first one is classification of alcohols, nomenclature, isomerism, synthetic method of alcohols, physical properties, structure of the compounds containing hydroxyl group, chemical properties, and manufacture of ethyl alcohol from molasses. So the first topic of the alcohols, classification of alcohols. So classification of alcohols, first based on the number of hydroxyl group. That is, based on the number of hydroxyl group, alcohols are classified into monohydric alcohols, dihydric alcohols, trihydric alcohols and polyhydric alcohols. Monohydric alcohol means these are the alcohols which contain only one hydroxyl group. These are the alcohols which contain only one hydroxyl methanol, C2H5OH, etc. So many other examples. And similarly, if the alcohols contain two hydroxyl groups, if the alcohol contain two hydroxyl groups, those are called as dihydric alcohols. Example, ethylene glycol. The molecular formula structure is CH2OH, single bond CH2OH. Then, if the alcohol contain three hydroxyl group, if the alcohol contain three hydroxyl group, those alcohols are called as trihydric alcohols. That is, example is glycerol, CH2OH, CH4H, single bond CH2OH. This is glycerol. In the same way, if the alcohol contains more than 4 hydroxyl group, those are called as polyhydric alcohols. Example, sorbitol. So this is based on the number of hydroxyl group. Alcohols are classified into monohydric, dihydric, trihydric and polyhydric alcohols. Mono means single, di means two, tri means three, poly means many. As the name itself indicates in this classification, these are very simple to learn and remember in an easy way. Monohydric means these are the alcohols which contain only one hydroxyl group are called as monohydric alcohols. If the alcohol contains two hydroxyl group are called as dihydric alcohols. Example, ethylene glycol. If the alcohol contains three hydroxyl group are called as trihydric alcohol. Example, glycerol. If the alcohol contains more than 4 or 3 hydroxyl groups, those are called as poly. Poly means many hydroxyl group containing alcohols are called as polyhydric alcohols. Example, sorbitol. So this is first, and second type of classification is based on the hybridization state of the carbon atom to which hydroxyl group is attached. Again, it is further classified into C. If the hydroxyl group is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon atom. sp3 hybridized carbon atom. So based on that, C. Example, methanol. So here the hydroxyl group is attached to the sp3 hybridized carbon atom. So that is hydroxyl group attached to sp3 hybridized carbon atom. So those are called as alkanols. Those are called as alkanols, or in a simple way they are called as alkyl alcohols. Alkyl alcohol. So this is it. Again, in this classification, again based on the nature of carbon atom, further classified into primary, secondary and tertiary. Let's see what is primary, secondary and tertiary. Primary means the hydroxyl group is attached to the carbon atom containing two hydrogens and one R group. Containing one R group are called as primary alcohols. In the same way, secondary means the hydroxyl group is attached to that carbon atom which containing one hydrogen atom and two R groups. See, the alcoholic group, that is hydroxyl group, is attached to the carbon atom which is containing one hydrogen atom and two R groups are called as secondary alcohols. And next, tertiary alcohol means if the hydroxyl group is attached to the carbon atom which doesn't contain hydrogen. All are R groups. See, this hydroxyl group is attached to the carbon atom which doesn't contain hydrogen or devoid of hydrogen. These are called as tertiary alcohols. See, first, based on the hybridization state of carbon atom to which hydroxyl group is attached, classified into that is OH group attached to sp3 hybridized carbon atom. Again, in this, based on the nature of the carbon atom, further classified into primary, secondary and tertiary. See here, this is the hydroxyl group is attached to that carbon atom which is containing two hydrogens. Those are called as primary alcohols. In the same way, if the hydroxyl group is attached to that carbon atom which is containing one hydrogen atom and two R groups, are called as secondary alcohols. Then if the hydroxyl group is attached to the carbon atom which is containing three R groups, there is no hydrogen in case of tertiary alcohols. So all are alkyl groups. R is equal to alkyl. So if you replace R by methyl, ethyl, propyl, etc., you will get different types of alcohols. Just imagine, if you replace R by CH3 means you will get ethyl alcohol. Say example, CH3, CH2, OH. This is ethyl alcohol. Then in this secondary alcohol, if you replace R by CH3, CH3, C, CH3, again OH, we have H. This is high PA, that is isopropyl alcohol. Then last, if you replace CH3, so there are three carbons, just write simply CH3 thrice, C, OH. This is tertiary butyl alcohol. So this is classification of OH group directly attached to the sp3 hybridized carbon atom based on the nature of carbon atom. Further, see again hydroxyl group attached to the sp3 hybridized carbon atom, but adjacent carbon atom is sp2. These type of alcohols are called as allylic alcohols. See the example. This is hydroxyl group is directly attached to this carbon atom which is sp3 hybridized, but adjacent carbon atom is sp2. These type of alcohols are called as allylic alcohols. Again, in this allylic alcohols also there is primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols is there. So again the same explanation for this also. And the next classification, see, this is OH group is directly attached to an sp2 hybridized carbon atom. See, this hydroxyl group is directly attached to the sp2 hybridized carbon atom. These alcohols are called as vinylic alcohols. So this is about overall classification of alcohols. So we know the dihydric alcohols. So dihydric alcohols are the alcohols containing two hydroxyl groups. Again, these dihydric alcohols are further classified based on the position of the hydroxyl group. That is into geminal alcohols and vicinal alcohols. We know that already. Geminal means on the same carbon atom. If the two hydroxyl group are attached, those alcohols are called as geminal alcohols. That is, geminal alcohol means if the two hydroxyl group are attached to the same carbon atom, those are called as geminal alcohols. So next, in the same way, vicinal means adjacent. If the hydroxyl group attached to the adjacent carbon atoms, those alcohols are called as vicinal alcohols. See, based on the position of the hydroxyl group, dihydric alcohols are further classified into geminal alcohols and vicinal alcohols. Geminal means on the same carbon atom. If the two hydroxyl group are attached, those are called as geminal. And if the two hydroxyl group are attached to the adjacent carbon atoms, those are called as vicinal alcohols. And the next, in the same way, here benzylic alcohol. In the benzylic alcohol, see, it is similar to the allylic alcohols. That is, here the hydroxyl group is attached to the sp3 hybridized carbon atom, but adjacent carbon atom is sp2 hybridized. That is, benzylic alcohols are similar to the allylic alcohols. We know that all the carbon atom of the benzene ring are sp2 hybridized. This group is called as benzyl group, and it is OH group is attached, therefore it is called as benzylic alcohols. Again, benzylic alcohols, based on the nature of the carbon atom, further classified into primary, secondary and tertiary. And the phenol, here the phenol is similar to that of allylic alcohols. That is, the hydroxyl group is directly attached to an sp2 hybridized carbon atom. This is called as phenol. In nomenclature of alcohols, we have two systems. One is common name system, another one is IUPAC naming system. In the common name, we name in the form of alkyl alcohols. Alkyl alcohols. So, in the IUPAC naming system, the alkane, the last letter of the alkane, E is removed, and the suffix OL is suffix, secondary suffix for the alcohol. This is OL is the secondary suffix for the alcohol. In the alkane, E is removed. E is removed, and OL, that is secondary suffix, is added, that to give alcohol. So let's see some examples. Let's see some examples. So first one is this. So this is CH3OH. So CH3 group is called as methyl group. CH3 group is called as methyl group. In the common name system, as earlier I said, that is named in the form of alkyl alcohols. This is called as methyl alcohol. And the IUPAC name for that compound, let's see. It contains only one carbon atom, therefore the root word is meth, and the bond present between these is single bond, therefore ANE. Instead of E, we are using the secondary suffix OL for alcohol, therefore the name is methanol. And let's say second another example. This is CH3CH2OH. So CH3CH2 is called as ethyl group. Is called as ethyl group. So in the common name system, it is ethyl alcohol. IUPAC naming system is C. Head, because it contains two carbon atoms and the bond present between these two is single bond, and ethyl, instead of E, we are removing E and we are adding the secondary suffix OL. So another example, see, this is C. 1, 2, 3. 3 means the root word is propyl, pro. In common naming system, as it is arranged in a linear fashion, it is N normal, propyl alcohol, N propyl alcohol. When it comes to the IUPAC naming system, we have to assign the position of the hydroxyl group, which should give the least locant. See, let's see. Let's give the number from this any direction, from both the direction. Among this both the direction, which gives the least locant for the function, we will consider that one as the IUPAC name. So first from right to left, 1, 2, 3. So here you can see this, the hydroxyl group is attached to the carbon atom, which is the first carbon. So from this end we will count, this is 1, this is 2 and this is 3. From left to right it gives 3. Among 1 and 3 the least locant is 1. Therefore the IUPAC name is, because it contains 3 carbon atoms, therefore the root word is pro, and the presence of single bond is ANE, and which is separated by a small hyphen, and 1 is the position of the hydroxyl group and OL is the secondary suffix. The name of this compound is propane 1-hol. And next example, see, this is CH3, CH3OH. The common name for this compound is C. For this carbon atom, this side is methyl, this side is methyl. We say on the carbon atom both are similar groups are attached, therefore iso we used iso. because of the C3H7, it is called as propyl isopropyl alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol. When it comes to the IUPAC naming system, see, we have to assign the position of the hydroxy group, which will give a least number, as we know in the IUPAC rules. But here it see, from this side 1, 2, 3. From this side also 1, 2, 3. So from both the sides, the position of the hydroxy group is 2. Therefore, propane 2 all. And next example, see, CH3, CH2, 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 OH. So total 4, that is C4H9. It gives butyl, as the carbon atoms are in the linear fashion. Therefore, N-butyl alcohol. N-butyl alcohol. So when it comes to the IUPAC naming system, again the same rule is applicable for these of any compounds. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. The root word for this is but. The presence of single bond between the carbon atoms An and separated by a small hyphen. So the 1 is indicates the position of the hydroxy group, which is a least locant. From this side it is 1, from this side it is 1, 2, 3, 4. We have to select the least locant. Therefore, the correct IUPAC name for this compound is butane 1 all. And next example, see, CH3, CH2, CH2, CH, CH3. So here the hydroxyl group is attached to the carbon atom containing 1 hydrogen and 2 R groups. One side is methyl group, another side is ethyl group. Therefore, we used secondary, indicating the nature of the carbon atom. So this is secondary and butyl alcohol. Secondary butyl alcohol. So when it comes to the IUPAC naming system, again count the numbers, carbon atoms 1, 2, 3, 4. From this side, from right to left, we assign the number for the carbon atoms 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll again assign the numbers from the left to right. This is 1, 2, 3 and 4. From among these two numbering system, we have to select the attachment of the hydroxyl group which should have the least locant. Therefore, we selected 2. Therefore, the IUPAC name is butane 2 all. Another example, consider CH3, CH, CH3, CH2, OH. In common naming system, it is named as isobutyl alcohol. So, when it comes to IUPAC naming system, keeping the IUPAC rules, let's see them. So, we have to select the longest chain in such a way that it should contain maximum number of functional groups and maximum number of substituents. So, we assign these functional group by giving least locant to this and least locant to this. So, let's assign the numbering first from right to left. See, this is first carbon atom, this is second carbon atom, this is third carbon atom. So, from this end, this is first, this is second and this is third. So, among these two numbering ways, we have to select the one in such a way that the hydroxyl group attachment should give the least locant. Among 1 and 3, the least locant is 1. Therefore, we have to select the numbering system by this hand. Therefore, as it contains, see, 1, 2, 3. The longest chain rule, that is, it contains 3 carbon atoms. Therefore, the root word is pro. And this is considered as a substituent. This is methyl group. Is a substituent which is attached to the second carbon atom. Therefore, 2-methyl. And then among these, there is a presence of only single bond. Therefore, An. And the position of the hydroxyl group, that is, it is attached to the first carbon atom. Therefore, 1 all. So the IUPAC name is for this compound 2-methyl. See, this is 2-methyl propane 1-hol. And let's see another example. So this is CH3, 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 OH. So we have already discussed the classification. This is tertiary in nature. This carbon atom is tertiary in nature. The hydroxyl group is attached to the carbon atom which contain 3 R groups. 3 R groups. Therefore, tertiary, it contains C4, H, 9. This is butyl, tertiary butyl alcohol. Tertiary butyl alcohol. When it comes to the IUPAC system, again we have to select the longest chain. See, how you select the longest chain. So this is first carbon atom, this is second carbon atom, this is third carbon atom. By top to bottom or bottom to top, it gives the same number. See, 1, 2 and 3. Means the hydroxyl group from any base, it gives the secondary position. That is, the hydroxyl group is attached to the second carbon number 2. Therefore, the root word is, it contains how many? 1, 2, 3. The root word is pro. And the between these is only presence of single bond. Therefore, An. And see, the hydroxyl group is attached to the carbon number 2. Therefore, 2 and the suffix we used is OL, propane 2-hol, and then it is a substituent. This is a substituent. Therefore, it is attached to the carbon number 2. Therefore, 2-methyl propane 2-hol. So, isomerism in alcohols. The next topic is isomerism in alcohols. So, isomerism means compounds having same molecular formula but different structural arrangements giving different properties. So, we have studied the isomerism in the first PUC. It is the characteristic property of an organic compound. Isomerism have broadly classified into structural isomerism and stereoisomerism. Structural isomerism again sub classified into chain isomerism, positional isomerism, functional isomerism, tautomerism and metamerism. Stereoisomerism again classified into geometrical isomerism and optical isomerism. So, in the alcohols exhibits the 3 types of structural isomerism. Let us see which are those. So, first one is chain isomerism. We know that chain isomerism means compounds having same molecular formula but different in the arrangement of carbon skeleton. So, for an example, the molecular formula is C4H10O. It has 2 different arrangements of carbon atoms. So, one is linear fashion, another one is branched. So, in this the hydroxyl group is attached to the first carbon atom. Here also the hydroxyl group is attached to the first carbon atom. However, they differed in the arrangement of carbon atoms. Here it is linear and here it is branched. You can see. So, this is butane 1-hol and this is 2-methyl propane 1-hol. This is chain isomerism. Alcohols containing more than 4 carbon atoms exhibits chain isomerism. So, the next one is positional isomerism. Positional isomerism means the compounds having the same molecular formula but differ in the arrangement of or attachment of the functional group to different carbon atoms. So, here the alcohols which contain more than 3 carbon atoms exhibits positional isomerism. So, for an example, the molecular formula is C3H8O. So, the 2 possible arrangement is here the hydroxyl group is attached to the carbon number 1 and here hydroxyl group is attached to the carbon number 2, giving propane 1-hol and propane 2-hol. And the next isomerism is functional isomerism. So, functional isomerism means compounds having same molecular formula but differ in the functional groups. So alcohols and ethers are functional isomers. You can able to see here the example. The molecular formula is C2H6O and the one possible functional compound is ethanol, that is CH3CH2OH. Here the hydroxyl group is the functional group. In the next here, see here CH3OCH3. This is ether functional group. This is ether functional group. Another example you can write. So for example, C4H10O. C4H10O. One arrangement is alcohol, that is you can write normal butanol. CH3CH2OH. Sorry, CH2CH2OH. This is butane 1-hol. Similarly, so the another functional isomer for this is C2H5O, C2H5. This is diethyl ether or ethoxyethene. So functional isomerism is exhibited by the monohydric alcohols which contain more than 2 carbon atoms. So the next one is optical isomerism. So optical isomerism is a type of stereoisomerism which is exhibited by the compounds containing at least one chiral carbon atom and the absence of plane of symmetry. Here for an example, take an example of butane 2-ol. Butane 2-ol contains one chiral carbon. So that is chiral carbon means carbon atom is attached to the 4 different groups are called as chiral carbon. So butane 2-ol exhibits optical isomerism, that is they have the same molecular formula, they differ in the rotation of plane polarized light either towards right side or towards left side. So this is mirror image of this one. So one is D isomer, another one is L isomer. Topic is methods of preparation of alcohols. So first method is from alkenes. See, generally we know the alkene. So from alkene we take general RCH double bond CH2. Alkene to alcohol we have to convert. So for this we have to do hydration. In presence of dilute sulfuric acid or dilute HCl. In presence of dilute HCl or dilute H2SO4. So see, H2O in presence of dilute HCl. Addition of water to an alkene takes place according to Marconi-Koff rule to form alcohol. CH2OH. So general. So if R is equal to H, if R is equal to H means it becomes an ethene, CH2CH2. So for this H2O, same in presence of dilute HCl. So water contains, we know that positive part and negative part, H plus and OH minus. So being ethene is being an symmetrical alkene, there is no differ in addition. We can add to any carbon atom, the positive part may be add to any carbon atom. So giving a single product CH3 CH2OH. So another example, if R is equal to CH3, if R is equal to CH3 means it becomes propene, CH3 CH double bond CH2. This is propene. Water molecule in presence of dilute HCl. So propene is an unsymmetrical alkene. Propene is an unsymmetrical alkene. Addition of polar reagent, water being a polar molecule, addition of water molecule to an unsymmetrical alkene takes place according to Marconi-Koff rule. We have studied the Marconi-Koff rule in the first PU. The Marconi-Koff rule states that the addition of polar reagent to any unsymmetrical alkene takes place in such a way that the positive part of the reagent, the positive part means in water H plus and OH minus is negative part. The positive part of the polar reagent adds to that carbon atom which is double bonded and contain more number of hydrogen atoms, and the negative part of the reagent adds to that carbon atom which is double bonded, which contains less number of hydrogen atom. So giving us single major product, so that is CH3. Here the positive part is H plus, which is adds to this carbon atom to form CH3. So now it becomes secondary carbocation. So the OH minus adds to this second carbon atom to form isopropyl alcohol. To form isopropyl alcohol. So another minor product is also formed, but here the major product is isopropyl alcohol. So from alkenes, hydration of alkenes in presence of dilute acid forms alcohol. So this reaction as a mechanism. So we have to discuss the mechanism, and the mechanism is for 3 marks for the final exam. And so here this is ethene. Ethene upon reacting with water in presence of dilute sulfuric acid forms ethanol. How this reaction takes place? The steps. How? See, that is called as mechanism. So mechanism, the first water. So this is H plus, which is donated by or given by the acid to form hydronium ion. To form hydronium ion. So water, we know that oxygen contains 2 lone pairs of electrons. This H plus is given by the acid which we used, and the lone pair of electrons attacks this H plus ion and form hydronium ion. So this is the first. So next step is alkene, that is CH2 attacks on the hydronium ion, C. This electrophilic attack on this hydronium ion takes place to form a carbocation, and water is generated. Now see here. So this attacks on this hydrogen atom, so it leads to form a water molecule, and as the bond is lost for this carbon atom, it gains positive charge. So this is carbocation. This is primary carbocation. That is ethyl carbocation. Primary carbocation. So in the first step, this is step 1. Ethene attacks the hydronium ion to form ethyl primary carbocation. This is the step 1. And in the step 2, so this is CH3, CH2 is our intermediate, reactive intermediate, that is ethyl carbocation. For this ethyl carbocation, the water molecule is a neutral nucleophile. So this neutral nucleophile attacks on this formed carbocation to form protonated alcohol. protonated alcohol. So now the oxygen atom carries positive charge. So the nucleophilic attacks takes place from the lone pair of electrons to the electron deficient carbon atom, which is carrying the positive charge, to form protonated alcohol. This is protonated alcohol. This is step 2. See, in the step 2, the nucleophilic attacks takes place from the water molecule to the ethyl carbocation to form protonated alcohol. And then the step 3 is loss of proton. Step 3 is loss of proton. See, CH3, CH2 and OH and H. See, here the oxygen atom is attached to the containing 3 bonds. So therefore it is having what? Positive charge. So oxygen being electronegative, more electronegative, so it not possible to carry the positive charge for a long time. So therefore loss of proton takes place from this molecule to form CH3, CH2, OH and H plus. See here. So as it is containing how many bonds? 3 bonds. But oxygen normal valency is 2. To neutralize the charge on oxygen atom, any bond, among these two bonds, any bond will break up to form ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol. So hydration of ethene to form ethanol involves the following steps. In the first step, the water molecule gets protonated to form hydronium ion. So then in the first step, electrophilic attack on the hydronium ion takes place to form primary ethyl carbocation. In the step 2, the nucleophilic attack. So we know that water is an neutral nucleophile. So nucleophiles are the electron rich species. Here the carbocation which is formed is electron deficient. Therefore the water molecule is a nucleophile. Nucleophilic attack on the formed carbocation takes place to form protonated alcohol. In the step 3, so this is a protonated alcohol. From this protonated alcohol, there is a loss of proton from this protonated alcohol to form ethyl alcohol. This is for 3 marks question for the board exam. So explain the mechanism for the hydration of ethene molecule. The next method of preparation of alcohols is from alkenes, but the reaction is hydroboration oxidation reaction. Hydroboration oxidation reaction is the electrophilic addition of diborane to an alkene followed by oxidation gives alcohol. Let's see an example. See, this is an alkene and this is borane. Borane, we know that the molecular formula of diborane is B2H6. For the reaction point of view, you are writing just the monomeric form, that is BH3. This borane acts as an electrophile, and we know that alkenes are electron rich species, they act as a nucleophile. The solvent is THF. So in this reaction, electrophilic attack on the borane molecule to form monoalkyl borane. See, so how initially the attacks on this boron atom, and later one of the hydrogen atom of the borane molecule will adds to this carbon atom to form monoalkyl borane. The reaction won't stop here, again it continues. Monoalkyl borane attacks on one more molecule of alkene in the same way to form dialkyl borane. Here again attacks takes place. One of the hydrogen atom attaches to this carbon atom to form dialkyl borane, and dialkyl borane again adds to one more molecule of alkene to form trialkyl borane. See the same way, R CH double bond CH2, the electrophilic attack on this molecule to form trialkyl borane. So here if you see, the boron atom is attached to the carbon atom, which is sp2 hybridized carbon atom containing more number of hydrogen atom, and the hydrogen atom of the boron molecule adds to that carbon atom, which is double bonded or sp2 hybridized carbon atom, which is less number of hydrogen atom. So to form monoalkyl borane initially, followed by dialkyl borane, and then finally trialkyl borane. So this is hydroboration reaction. So next is the oxidation of trialkyl borane with hydrogen peroxide in aqueous sodium hydroxide solution gives alcohol in a good yield. See, this is trialkyl borane upon treatment with hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide, we know that it is an oxidizing agent. Hydrogen peroxide in presence of aqueous sodium hydroxide gives alcohol in a good yield, and the byproduct is boric acid. So the alcohol which is formed here is against the Markovnikov rule. This reaction is hydroboration oxidation reaction. Hydroboration oxidation reaction is the electrophilic addition of borane molecule to an alkene followed by oxidation gives alcohol in a good yield. The alkene upon reacting with borane molecule forms monoalkyl borane. Again this monoalkyl borane again react with one more molecule of alkene to form dialkyl borane. This dialkyl borane again attacks on one more molecule of alkene to form trialkyl borane. This trialkyl borane upon treatment with hydrogen peroxide in presence of aqueous sodium hydroxide solution gives alcohol in a good yield, which is against the Markovnikov rule. Next method is preparation of alcohols from carbonyl compounds. We know that carbonyl compounds contain the functional group RC double bond O R dash. Here see, this group is called as carbonyl group. The example for carbonyl compounds are aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acids, esters, etc. So this, by using these carbonyl compounds, again by treating these carbonyl compounds with Grignard reagent, we can able to prepare various type of alcohols. Let us see how the mechanism or how the reaction takes place and why it happens and how it happens. See, this C double bond O group is a polar in nature. This is polar in nature. The polarity is due to the greater difference of electronegativities between the oxygen atom and the carbon atom. We know that oxygen is second more electronegative element in the periodic table. So because of this electronegativity, the oxygen atoms withdraws the more bonded pair of electrons towards itself and attaining partial negative charge, and the carbon atom attains partial positive charge. Therefore, the carbonyl carbon is electrophilic in nature. Carbonyl carbon is electrophilic in nature. Because of this electrophilic nature, by using Grignard reagents, we can able to synthesize the different alcohols. See, we know that Grignard reagents are prepared by treating alloalkanes with magnesium turnings in THF gives RMgX. This is a Grignard reagent prepared by Victor Grignard and awarded the Nobel Prize for this synthesis of this compound and its applications, and shared the Nobel Prize in 1912 with Paul Sabatier. This RMgX, alkyl magnesium halide is called as Grignard reagent. This is the general form of representing the Grignard reagent. See here, this magnesium is electropositive in nature, so it is partial positive in nature, and R minus is partial negative. So during the reaction between the carbonyl compound and alkyl magnesium halide, R group, that is alkyl group, along with this bonded pair of electrons attacks this electrophilic carbon to form an additional hadite, and later upon hydrolysis this additional hadite gives the alcohol. Let's see the examples and general reaction. So this is general reaction. R C double bond O R dash, a carbonyl compound, and R double dash MgX, alkyl magnesium halide. I am just representing R dash, R double dash to distinguish between these R groups. So here R double dash along with this bonded pair of electrons attack this electrophilic carbon. So this double bond, among these two double bonds, one bond will get polarized, so it becomes O minus. O minus picks this positive part MgX, totally R C R dash R double dash O MgBr. It forms an additional hadite. This upon hydrolysis, it forms an alcohol and hydroxy magnesium halide. See example. So if R is equal to H, R dash is equal to H, R double dash is equal to CH3. So the compound becomes formaldehyde. Formaldehyde, the IUPAC name is methanol, Al, it is an aldehyde. Here also in the same way, methyl magnesium bromide, the methyl group along with this bonded pair of electrons attacks this electrophilic carbon, and one pi bond get polarized, so to form O MgBr, and CH3 get attached to this electrophilic carbon to form an additional hadite. This additional hadite upon acid hydrolysis, so again the hydrolysis takes place, it picks O picks H plus and Mg picks OH minus to form the products, that is primary ethyl alcohol and hydroxy magnesium halide. So in a simple way, formaldehyde upon treating with methyl magnesium bromide forms primary ethyl alcohol and hydroxy magnesium bromide. The example 2, here R is equal to CH3, R dash is equal to H, R double dash is equal to CH3, and X is equal to Br. So the compound is acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde upon treating with methyl magnesium bromide, the attacks takes place in the similar way that the methyl group along with this bond pair of electrons attacks this electrophilic carbon, the pi bond get polarized and becomes O minus. O minus picks up this positive part, that is MgBr, to form an additional hadite. This additional hadite upon hydrolysis gives a secondary alcohol, that is isopropyl alcohol and hydroxy magnesium bromide. So in a simple way, acetaldehyde or ethanol upon treating with methyl magnesium bromide forms an additional hadite, which upon acid hydrolysis gives isopropyl alcohol, which is a secondary alcohol. And then see another example. See here, R is equal to CH3, R dash is equal to CH3, R double dash is equal to CH3. That means, so here if you replace the R and R dash by CH3, it becomes acetone, a ketonic compound, that is the IUPAC name is propanone. Upon treating with say methyl magnesium bromide, in a similar way the methyl group along with this bond pair attacks this electrophilic carbon. Again the same way the pi bond get polarized, so it form OMgBr and CH3 get attaches to this electrophilic carbon to form an additional hadite. Again this upon hydrolysis forms an alcohol which is, you can see here, this is tertiary in nature. The hydroxyl group is attached to the carbon atom which contain 3 methyl groups. Therefore, this is tertiary butyl alcohol, and this is the same byproduct hydroxy magnesium bromide. So, from all these 3 reactions, by using carbonyl compounds and treating the carbonyl compounds with Grignard reagent, we can able to synthesize various types of alcohol, that is primary alcohol, secondary alcohol and tertiary alcohol. Formaldehyde gives primary ethyl alcohol, acetaldehyde gives secondary isopropyl alcohol, and acetone gives tertiary butyl alcohol. So, the question may ask like this: how would you convert the formaldehyde into primary ethyl alcohol? Write the reaction. Or how would you convert ethanol Al into isopropyl alcohol? Write the reaction. How would you convert propanone into tertiary butyl alcohol? Write the reaction. All these are 2 marks questions.